Good morning and good afternoon, good evening, depending upon what time you are watching me this morning. I am the Yaya, and this is Dish and Dirt. And today I am doing morning chores while talking to y'all about things I've been seeing and things I have opinions about. So, I was just watching some of Corey Holcomb's live last night, and he was talking about his case with the young, well, let's not say young, the lady, um, where she is accusing him of putting his hands on her. I believe they said that she was saying that he punched her. Um, and I didn't say anything about it. I didn't watch it when TMZ pulled it up. And for me, I don't believe in jumping out the window too soon because I do believe there are two sides to every story. So as y'all come in, please hit the like button and put any questions you may have in the chat. And if you want to, you can hit that super chat. It would be much appreciated for the channel support. So yeah, I was watching Corey Holcomb tell his side of the story, or as much as he could tell about the case of the with the woman. He can't say too much about the case. It sounds like the judge has him and the other party under some sort of gag order in a way. He didn't say specifically that it was a gag order, but he did say that the judge said not to talk about the specifics of the case. So, what he was able to tell us was that he has a restraining order against that woman, and I don't know her name. I just wasn't that interested in researching it. And you guys that know me know that I'm fully capable of finding out a lot more information than the average person. But I chose not to dive deep into this and just let it play out and just listen to their side of the story before I begin digging. Now, when I think I'm being lied to, that's truly when I start to dig. So, many of you don't know that or understand that about me, is that I usually start digging into things when people start lying and playing with my intelligence, not just their audience. But when you start to play with my intelligence, then I'm going to step away from you and maybe dig deep to find the truth. So, y'all hit that button for me, please. So, digging for the truth. So, Corey Holcomb said that he has a restraining order against that lady. And if anyone knows anything about restraining orders, they are not easy to get. They're not. You have to prove to a judge that the person is actually stalking you, actually harassing you. And just saying, oh, they posted this about me. They said they gonna do this to me, and they showed pictures of my family. That's not enough to prove stalking and harassment. Now, when a person begins calling family members, that person, their job, all of those things are actually things that can get restraining orders, even harassment charges. So the fact that he was able to prove that this woman has been stalking him tells me that she was contacting him, that she may have been contacting uh, the people he, I won't say worked for because, he's his own man, but maybe some of his sponsors, production people, maybe some family members. Um, she was doing stuff that the courts saw as um, what that was stalking or harassing. So, yeah, he went beyond and he was able to get a restraining order, not just a temporary restraining order, which anybody can get a temporary restraining order, really. But even that is not always easy, too. But, yeah, you can get restraining orders. I mean, temporary restraining orders. But when you go before that judge, you're going to have to show your evidence. And so if he didn't go into any more details about the case that I can tell. I just listened to maybe about the first 10 to 15 minutes until he brought up an attorney who was going to help him sue TMZ for defamation. And that may be an actual lawsuit that he can win if he can prove that he did not punch that woman. And also, the reason he can win, anybody, have defamation issues, but it doesn't always get you a winning lawsuit. How Corey Holcomb can win his lawsuit against TMZ. One second, guys, I have to sneeze. Oh, sorry. How Corey Holcomb can win a lawsuit for defamation against TMZ. With defamation, you got to prove some sort of loss, financial loss, monetary loss. He was seeing himself all over the news and all over the internet as this woman beater based on what TMZ said because people believe TMZ. So he wasn't eating. He's just watching the news. He's upset. He doesn't really know what to do, how to clear his name up. This woman is harassing him, blah, blah, blah. So he said, he had took an ibuprofen on an empty stomach. If you've ever taken ibuprofen on an empty stomach, you can understand what Corey was talking about. I've done it myself. So I can understand how Corey was feeling. And it was so upsetting to him that he began, his blood pressure might have been up too. I can so that's about all that I listened to before I decided to go ahead and go live. Good morning, Johnny and Big Toenail. What is it? Snail. Big toe snail. Yeah. So yeah, I was watching that, and I hope he's able, if he is innocent, that he is able to clear his name and sue TMZ. Oh, okay. So I was saying that he got sick, and that could cost him money. That can cost him money when he does his shows, people canceling shows. So he may not be able to make the money he normally makes. And that is showing a loss based on the story TMZ put out that he is a woman beater. So if he's found, he said he has evidence to prove otherwise, but he can't talk about it because of the court case, but it will come out eventually. And so if he has enough evidence to prove that TMZ falsely put out information about him, causing him to lose gigs and lose money, monetary gain, then yes, he could have a fat lawsuit against TMZ. So TMZ, hey, I didn't see the video that you put out. I wasn't interested in seeing it. I just say that if the man is innocent, pay him what you owe him. If you cost him money, pay him what you owe him. Don't even let it go to court. Pay him what you owe him because you're dead wrong. And if Corey is guilty, Corey, man up, apologize. Eventually the people forgive you. Show some real apologection around here. And the people will forgive you eventually. So that's pretty much my take on Corey Holcomb. I will say this, that I don't particularly care for many of the choices that Corey Holcomb has made. But if you know my previous history on YouTube, social media, Facebook, and even I've been to court with the TPO stuff based on decisions that I made in life with doxing and talking about people and the children or whatever. So I can't point the finger for him talking about, oh, he talking about children. Well, I have talked about children too. And I can't say that in this life I won't do it again. It depends on what button you're trying to push. You might get that. I'm going to talk about your kids and your mama and your daddy and your grandmama. Because if I believe you're trying to attack me and take me down, I'm going to try to attack you and take you down too. You know, as a child, my sisters and siblings, you know, mainly just the one sister. The rest of them, we didn't do all of that. But the one sister directly under me, the pain in the ass one, she always challenged me. And it was because she wanted to be the big sister and she wasn't. But she always used to do things to challenge me and test me and get me in trouble and whatever. So she used to call me names. She used to have this one name, your roly-poly. I don't know what teacher taught her what a roly-poly was, but I can't stand that teacher to this day. The girl learned it sometime in elementary school. I don't know who taught her that. But she said, you fat roly-poly. I had to go look up roly-poly. I didn't know what it was. Anyhow, she used to say that. And my sister is a darker complexion than me. Because my stepdad, who is still my dad, is a darker complexion and I am light skinned. So she came out more like my dad, darker. So I would say, you black monkey, that's why you was adopted. So I would say things like that to her. And people may say, oh, that's worse, that's terrible. For me, it's not what you say or how you say, to me, it's the intent. I go after the intent. Her intent was to try to embarrass me, to hurt me, and my intent was to embarrass her and to hurt her too. So for me, the same thing with the Anton Daniels and the Corey Holcomb situation. Some people said, well, he only said, you kissing the white man's behind. And then Anton responded in kind and said, you sucking the black people's peewees. To me, I'm looking at intent. They both intended to embarrass and disrespect each other. mission accomplished. Both of them disrespected each other the way they chose to do it. So I'm not caught up in what was said and who had the bigger burn, the bigger joke. I'm looking at what was the intent of both parties. I think both of them were equally disrespectful. And that's my opinion, and I have the right to have it, and I have it. And everyone else has a right to have theirs. So I hope that people will respect mine as I respect their right to have theirs, you know. So, inviting someone to a sweaty man's butt and say you're kissing it. A sweaty, hairy butt is disgusting. And some men don't know how to wipe their behinds good. That's what I'm thinking. And then I'm also thinking the peewee. Need I explain the bacteria, the worms, the viruses, whatever might be on? So both are equally disrespectful and disgusting. As jokes, they're both are pretty funny. But not looking at it as a joke, they're both disgusting. And not very becoming of two men who want to be seen as grown men and gentlemen. Now, I'll say Anton may have wanted the look of a gentleman a little bit more. Corey, I don't know if he cared about looking like a gentleman. So that's my take on their disrespect to each other. Hey, Cutting Edge. Uh-oh, it said view deleted message. Girl, go lay down. Okay, Haywood Pittman. I just woke up. Hi, Nick's Tizzy. Jane Lenore or whatever. Rojas, Janie. Alrighty. Please hit the like button. And if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. If you are not, your notifications are not on, please turn on your notifications. Hit the all button so you get all the notifications that go out from this channel. Also, I have a super chat option or super sticker option, membership options, so that you can engage in some of our membership live streams. And starting in February, we will have one or two more live streams. I try to give my paid members one or two live streams per month. I think that's pretty fair for the amount of money that they pay for the membership. I'll also give them membership videos and shorts that they may also engage upon or watch. So, yes. Who was that I just saw? Maybe that was you, Cutting. I thought I saw somebody else. But anyway, check dish and dirt store. Oh, yes, and I do have a store. Father's Day will be coming up soon. And I created a mug that many men may like. And one of them is called Still on Man Shit. And there's a gentleman, fixing his car. And today, if I asked a young man, maybe in his 20s, can you change the oil on the car? Can you change the tire? He may not be able to do that. And in my day, that was considered everyday man, all men, man shit. That men do that. And today, it's very hard to find gentlemen who still do that or can do that. They barely get out to pump the gas, many of these younger generation people. So, for those who were born in the 1900s and maybe the early 2000s that are still changing tires, still changing the oil on their cars, still on that man shit, go over there and get you a nice, pretty black mug, 15 ounce, so you can put your beer in it. Maybe add a little ice to it. I don't know. You know, you don't have to put the coffee in the tea, but if you like a little Starbucks coffee, little Folgers in your cup, check out the merch. Hello, Kenzie. How you doing? Hey, Jeff R. How you doing, love? What happened to my screen? I don't know. What happened to my screen? I don't see anything changing. Um, so yeah, I think that was it on the merch. For get ready for Father's Day if you can't decide what to buy your father, your man. And I hear a lot of men complain every year during Mother's Day that the women support each other and the fathers don't get much for Father's Day like the women get for Mother's Day. Okay, I got one issue, one or two issues. My main issue is you ain't my father. That's my first issue. Number two, your kids ain't do nothing for you. That's your problem, not mine. Okay, now, when they say that women support other women during Mother's Day, then I say men should support other men. Maybe get the mug for your brother. Maybe get the mug for your uncle. Maybe not just for your father, but perhaps the other men in your life that are fathers. It's okay for you to give your brother, your uncle, your cousin, your homeboy that is a father that's doing the thing for his children a nice gift. And, you know, I, of course, am promoting my own products. Nice mug. So, situation. I saw yesterday some sisters go live on different topics, but they mainly were about relationships. And I didn't get to really watch them because it was movie night. So I'm going to try to watch them today or listen to them if I get into work today, because I'm going to go out there, I'm going to look at this snow again and see if it's safe for me to drive. And because I don't like to take no chances, no risk with my car. And, you know, I got a big ass car and I don't want it to hit other people. You know, my car might go, you know, be fine. But your car, ooh, especially if it's old foreign made Asian car, it's gonna tear your car up. Yeah, it's gonna tear it up. So I don't want to get out there slipping and sliding. You know what I'm saying? Um, Cutting or Jeffrey, is there something wrong with my screen? Because somebody said what happened to my screen, but I don't see any comments after to tell me if there is something wrong with my screen. Let me see. Nothing wrong at all. No, screen is fine. Okay, thank you guys. I know I say and a lot. I'm gonna have to change that. I'm gonna have to practice that. But not today. So, and I need to change that too. So, but that's my way of bringing back to memory what I was talking about as I multitask here and get this cabinet done. I'm doing my winter spring clean. And I'm pulling everything out of the cabinets and cleaning them off. And yeah, maybe they're concerned because it's vertical. Mm-hmm. Rock out maybe just a troll. Mm-hmm. Could be. Thank you guys. So where was I? Anti-ban. Oh, I was saying that there were some subjects that some of the ladies, Selena, Selena. I don't know, the real Selena or something she calls herself now. And Miss Yo Thoughts and Miss Akimi. And I think Ryder, um, aka Rachel, um, Ryder for Life. I want to listen to their videos and uh, see what they're talking about that I want to react to. So, ladies, if y'all out there, I will be doing perhaps reaction videos on the topics you all talked about yesterday. But I think Ryder took down one of her took down her live stream. Um, I want to get more into supporting the sisters as I see the brothers supporting one another. Unfortunately, the brothers are not supporting in a way that's positive. They are actually tearing each other down with their support. And I want to be positive with my support towards the sisters. Um, and say what I agree to, what I don't agree, or what I believe needs a little bit of adding to, or just put my opinion with it, or whatever. Just, positive. Um, and then I want to talk about a lady, a sister, a mother, an elder whom I do not, have not particularly agreed with ever. And I'm going to butcher her name because I have not listened to someone say her name in a little bit to get the actual pronouncing, enunciating, whatever of her name. And it's Razad Ali. I know y'all men know. Y'all probably got her name um, embroidered into your brains. And I want to share my opinion and thoughts in a respectful way. Because behind the scene, I say pretty disrespectful things about the woman. I'm not going to lie. But publicly, I will speak respectfully about the woman and give my opinion on the topic. It's the topics that she has had about gender roles. And when it comes to the black woman, she has very different roles from what I understand about gender relationships and how I was raised a bit different. So I'm going to compare her to, or not compare, I'm going to also look at the women who have said different from her, who are professionals in their fields, that gave their professional opinions and not their Nation of Islam opinions. And some misinterpretation of Bible scripture opinions. So that should be interesting topics that I will go over um, soon. I'm not going to give a date because if you know me, sometimes I'm not in the mood for certain conversations and it may take me a while to get to them. because I'm moody that way. But it is topics I want to talk about. And I also want to talk about some of what Dr. Frances Cress Welsing had to say before she passed away about racism and black men, and share my thoughts and opinions about what she also shared with our community before she passed away, and see if I agree with what she had to say. So some of it I will watch before to get an idea of what I want to talk about. Some of it I just want to watch and give a raw, right then and there reaction. Because what I find when I don't do a raw reaction and I watch it, I'm giving raw reaction in that moment while I'm watching it, even by myself. And then I later on don't want to go over the topic. So yeah, I may do raw reactions to the Ali lady and Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. It may be premature of me because I won't have the full um, background and information on the topics, but I just know what works best for me. And if my audience says, no, Yaya, that's not how it went, she said this later, she said this before, then that will challenge me to go do more research and then come back with another video on correction. And there's really nothing wrong with that, because to err is human is one thing. And two, our society is kind of built that way. If you look at first edition, second edition, third edition books, the author is upgrading the book to another edition because either they have something to add, subtract, correct. So that's why we have fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh edition, is because they're either adding to the content already in the book or taking away from it or correcting it. So as we gain more information, we just come back and say, instead of throwing away your book and just we're gonna go ahead and correct or add what we need to add, and then give you sell a new book. So that's what I'm going to do with those live streams. And so that's my 30-minute spill for today. I will talk to you all later. I probably will think about other things that I wanted to mention this morning, but a woman's work is never done, and you guys are distracting me from my woman's work. So, have a good day, have a good morning, good evening, afternoon. I will see you in social media streets, and au revoir.